Hey, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. What I wanted to talk to you today about is some kitchen alternative swap outs. Okay, for example, I got a few tips. The first one, if you're making French toast, it could even be oatmeal, it could be cream of wheat, it could be any type of hot cereal that's prepared over the stove. If you don't have vanilla and you don't have milk, but you have flavored coffee creamer in your fridge. Vanilla, it could be hazelnut, it's going to give it a different flavor, or whatever the case may be. Maybe even chocolate if you like it. If you don't have vanilla and you don't have milk, what you can do is use that in its place. It fills two voids. Plus, that it's also good for somebody who's lactose intolerant. So, if you're not able to have dairy products, but you like pancakes, you can put it in that too. You like French toast, you like hot cereals, it's a win-win. So that's something to consider if you're ever put in that position. The second one, if you like to bake and you like to use powdered sugar, I'm about to save you some money. Why do you have to buy powdered sugar? You can get by on just granulated sugar. If you buy granulated sugar, put it in the blender, of course, measure out what you're going to need. Put it in the blender for about 30 seconds, take the lid off and look down. Guess what? You've got powdered sugar. So you just saved yourself that additional money that you buy. And there's one more advantage. If you buy powdered sugar, you got to buy a whole bag. But let's say you only use it so often, it can go bad. Bugs can get in it. You never know. But in the case of the granulated sugar, you're using it as you need it as you go, per measure, per whatever you're making. That way you don't have that extra, lying around. So that's another tip that I wanted to throw in that's of an advantage. Many don't know to do that, but it does work. I've tried it. The third one, you want cinnamon sugar, but you're out of cinnamon sugar because they do sell it with both of them together. No harm. All you got to do, you have cinnamon. You got sugar. We just spoke about that. Okay. All you got to do is add sugar to your cinnamon. You know, I would say add it as you go. I don't give exact measurements in this case because everybody's different. I don't like to measure. I like to guesstimate or eyeball something whenever I put something together. I really do. I just throw it in there because people have been known to say, "Hey, Steve, how much of this do you put in? How much of that do you?" Well, I don't know because I don't measure it. I throw it in, I eyeball it. But I would say take cinnamon and sugar, add it together. I would say start off slow with the sugar and add it until you get the preference of taste that you want. That would be the thing to do. And then you're good in that respect for those that like to use both of them together. The next one, garlic salt or garlic itself. I'll explain why. You don't have to buy garlic salt. This is really what I'm after, not garlic by itself. You can always take 3 parts of garlic powder and 1 part salt and add it. Sure, it's going to stretch it out, but at the same time, you just created garlic salt. There's no need to have to go out and buy garlic salt by itself, not when you can put it together yourself and make it, and then go that direction. And then, last but not least, I myself like to use independent spices: oregano, parsley, basil. You get my idea. But there are times that you may run out of something. I don't have this. I ran out of basil. What am I going to do? Okay, simple solution. Guess what? If you have Italian seasoning, a lot of the time your spices of the ones I mentioned are in Italian seasoning. You don't have to worry about running out of something independently. Why? It's all in the Italian seasoning. So that brings your spices that are what you were needing as a void to a close because you have it right there readily available to you in an Italian seasoning. And that right there will take care of itself. But there are a whole bunch of different kitchen swap out alternatives that you can do. That's just a few that I normally use on a regular basis. No, I don't bake very regularly, but when I do, that's how I do it. I will take granulated sugar, put it in my blender, 30 seconds or so, take the lid off, and I've got my powdered sugar. I use powdered sugar as I go. I don't buy a bag because I found out I wound up wasting it. Therefore, I just buy granulated sugar. Anyway, I'm glad all of you could tune in today for this video. I hope all of you have a great rest of your weekend. And I, or we, of course, you know who I'm talking about, will see you here next time.